my presentation. And lastly, we start the timer.
Cool.
If you haven't been here before for a blue tip session, kind of the rules of the session are, first of all, we try to start on time, even though we're a minute or two late right now. Second rule, we don't go over 15 minutes. That's the timer. So hopefully we get you some little bits of information. You can get in, get out, and then afterwards, we have Blue Friday, drop-in questions. We'll be in this room till 4. We also have a BlueLine Express, is that what we call it? BlueLine Express training session across the hall in LO2. Today's topic is?
It's basics of BlueLine.
Basics of BlueLine, okay.
Organizing course and so forth.
Thank you, Kathy.
So you can go to that and then come back.
You can go to that and come back, yeah. Like I said, we'll have some people in here that whole time then between now and 4. So kind of just spreading out all kinds of activities. Today's topic for Blue Tips is, oh, I just told you that. Never mind, ignore this slide. Today's topic is just simply what's new with BlueLine. This is a recurring topic we'll have every month, every couple months, as we have new features coming out of BlueLine. And tomorrow, actually tonight, there is an update which has a couple of major releases. We wanted to show you a few things. So let me go ahead and jump out of here so I can actually get to a course. One of the new features that people have been wanting for a while, and I'm kind of excited about, is the ability to regrade quizzes. Okay, or in particular, regrade questions on quizzes. So let me actually go in there. I need to take a quiz first. Let me jump into it where I'm a student. The feature I'm showing you right now, if you go try to do in your course, will not work because it won't be in our system until tomorrow. This is what's called our beta site, where we get kind of early access to these releases. So this is a course, and I have a basic quiz in here I'll go take real quick as a student. Take the quiz. Everything's going to appear just like before for the students. And I'm not even reading the answers. I want to at least get one wrong, but we'll take this quick 3-question quiz and submit it. And what you're going to see is that the student got 0 out of 25. Okay? And when the student reviews their attempt, they say, no, I know this really was 1930. One of your lectures said that, or whatever the case may be. So as the instructor, let's just say that I did make a mistake on this. So I want to go regrade this to give the student credit for saying 1930. Okay? Let me change web browsers. And now I'm in this exact same course but as an instructor, and I'll show you how I can regrade that. I will go to the quizzes and go to that particular quiz. It's this one here. I'm going to edit the quiz just like I would edit the question normally. It's warning me that some students have already taken this. That's still a valid warning. You always want to be careful about things if students have started taking things. But let me go to the questions. And question 1 is the one that is in question. I'll go to edit it. And I'm going to say, yeah, actually 1930 is the correct answer. And when I do this, you didn't see this happen. If my screen was bigger, you'd have noticed this yellow section just popped up when I went to edit the question. And it's saying, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to award points for both the corrected and the previous correct answers? So if I select that, it's really going to accept either choice. If they pick this choice before the test was taken or this one, either one will be counted correct. Okay? Other options, only award points for the correct answer, that new one I'm putting in right now. Give everyone full credit. Maybe you decided that question really wasn't fair and everyone just gets full credit. Or you also have the option just to update the question itself right now. Don't regrade anyone, but it's going to affect anyone who takes it after this time. Now, you can do this when the test is still live. I still recommend you don't. If it's something like this, if you can live with, okay, yes, there's a mistake in the answer key, but just let people take it, it's best always to let all the students finish, I think, and then go back and regrade. While this will affect everyone who took it before and everyone who takes it from now, if there's someone in the middle of taking the test right now, this, what I do, is not going to affect them. So that's why, again, my personal preference is wait if you can. If it's a case of one student took it and you realize the mistake and no one else has started it yet, yeah, you can get in there and go and make your change. But again, just one more time, I prefer to wait till everyone's done. So let me go ahead. I'm going to award points for both corrected and that. You have to make sure to save everything when you're done. So first I'm going to update the question. But now since I'm still in edit mode, I still need to save the quiz I was working on. And then lastly, I need to republish the quiz. Until I republish it, people are still getting that old version and it hasn't done a regrade. So now I'll republish the quiz. And as the instructor, I don't see a big difference here. But let's go to the student view again. And let me just jump all the way back out, and we'll come in to review my attempt. Because in this case, the review's turned back on, or is turned on. So now, as a student, when it comes here, they get an alert saying this quiz has been regraded, your score was affected. They see their previous score, they see their regraded score, and if they go down to the actual question, they will even see which question was regraded and the effect on it for them. As the instructor, if I go into SpeedGrader, I'm going to see the exact same thing for the student. For each student, I can see which questions are regraded and if it affected their grade or not. So I think it's a pretty nice feature. It is, again, brand new, which means, I don't want to say there'll be bugs in it, but hopefully there won't be. But if they will, within 3 weeks, the next update, they will revise that and get those taken care of. And they may tweak it based on feedback. It tends to be their way of working with things. Questions on the regrade? Okay, let's look at the next big topic, or big new thing.
Just with the editing, if somebody was taking it at the time you were changing it, will they just be, they'll get the feedback once they've got it done?
If they were taking it when you made the change, it's not going to affect them. Because the change only takes effect once you republish the quiz, and they're getting the version from before it was republished. And since they hadn't submitted it yet, when you did the regrade, it probably didn't regrade what they did either, because they hadn't submitted it. I haven't thoroughly tested to know for sure, but my gut feeling is you don't want to make that change while people are in the middle of taking it. So, you know, again, scenario. One person takes it, and you know there's a problem. If you know no one's taking it, in fact, you can send an email saying, hey, everyone, no one else take the quiz yet. I need a quick change. You make that change, and then people get in. That's probably okay. But like this, one little question like that, I'd let everyone finish it, and then go back and regrade. That way you're sure you
could check.
everyone.
You could check that on moderate quiz, right?
Yeah, you could go to moderate quiz if you're not familiar with that. Let me go back to instructor. If you go to moderate this quiz, it's going to show you if anyone's currently taking it. It would actually be a countdown timer they're showing, or there'd be a little, I think, like a watch face that shows up, so you can tell if someone's currently taking it or not. Okay, the other big thing is conversations is changing. The inbox view. Okay? First thing you need to know, it's an optional change. This still is the old view. So you have to opt in. The other thing to know is, it's still, they're calling it beta, in that people can use the new interface, but they're going to keep tweaking it and adding new features to it over the next few updates. So, starting tomorrow, if you want to see the new interface and use it, there's going to be a little question mark here when you go to the inbox. And when you click that, there's a link that says Try New Conversations. So I'll go ahead and I'll change that for myself here. The interface is going to change a little bit. It's also, notice, when I'm on the beta site here, it is slower, so it should normally be faster. It's not a lot different, but one thing that you can do is you can now sort by courses to view your messages. So if I want to only view messages from my training gradebook course, I can click that, and now it's going to only show messages from people in that course with me. The other thing to note about that list is, if you look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courses listed. Those 8 courses match the 8 courses from my courses thing up here that I can customize. So whatever I customize, let me change this now. We'll customize my list here, and let's add the BlueLine Training Assignments course. And now if I go here, I probably have to refresh my page. Let's try that. That's what I get for trying things without actually testing it ahead of time. Yeah, there we go. Now that new one shows up there. So this list will match your other list, which I know a few of you have a lot of courses really wanted. But I can still get to my other ones by simply going to all courses, and there are all my other ones as well. Okay? To compose a message, well, if I'm on my all courses view and I click the compose new message, it's going to pop up a new window. And I first need to select which course I'm going to email someone to. So if I pick my training gradebook one, I can click that course first. And then you've got that familiar little, oh, I can't do it in this one. Hang on a second. I forgot to switch something from my practicing earlier today. Let me go to this account. Change this to the new one. Compose, gradebook. Okay, so then we're going to email people. You click this icon here. It's going to show you teachers, students, sections, or even groups to pick between your course. If I click on students, I then have the option of all students or individual people. So now if I pick all students, that will email all students in the class. Notice this little new thing here. We have a subject line now. Previously, there were no subject lines when you did messages. It would simply fill in with, you have a notification from BlueLine. You now have subjects. So say test message. Okay, and then you have your message box right here. You can't see it because it's a beta site. I don't know if you can see it's hidden there. This little pink thing's making me hard to see it. But I would have a save button there or send button, and that would send the message. Okay? If you sort here first by your course, I want to view only the gradebook course. So I'm communicating with students in this class. Now when I click Compose New Message, it defaults to that course for me. So now I just have to go and find the person. I can even, I believe, start typing a name, and if that person's in the class, pulls her right up. Now, as I said before, this is still going to be beta. Even when it's in our system and turned on tomorrow, and you switch to it, there might be some things you're familiar with doing that you can't do. There might be some slight bugs in there. Okay, that's kind of how they work. They want to get it out there and let people try it, and then adapt, make some changes based on feedback. The reason I say that is, you can jump back to the regular gradebook, or excuse me, conversations by clicking the question mark again and switching back to the old one. And for the first, again, the first 3 weeks, so they get another update in there, maybe for 6 weeks, you may need to do that depending on what you're working on. You need that flexibility. Eventually, and when I say eventually, it could be 6 months from now, they'll probably move everyone to that new one. But they like to do things in gradual increments, especially during the middle of the semester.
So this message, it can be longer in the box, right? Is
Yes.
there a limit to length of messages?
Not really, no, I've never hit with it. There might be a theoretical one, but I don't know what that is.
So I haven't moved, I'm next month, the semester, I have a BlueLine 2 course.
Okay.
And I used an old BlueLine, I just did emails only in BlueLine.
Okay.
Control for a large class. So here, this is the way you could do emails.
Yep,
And
using the inbox. The other thing that'll show up here is if you, have you seen much of BlueLine 2 at all yet?
Well, a little bit.
If you grade things through SpeedGrader, for instance, when you make student comments in there, those comments also show up here in conversations.
To the
So that's one little bit difference too, but you can still reply to them through here and everything. So this is where you would initiate messages.
So if you're sending a message to the whole class, do they get a notice in their Outlook that they've gotten the message?
Usually, yes.
Okay.
And the reason I say usually is notifications are user controlled. So if a user wants to go in there and say, don't ever send me these things to Outlook, they can do that.
Okay.
Or they can also say, send these to my Yahoo email account, because that's the one I really use. Okay? Any questions? I've got a minute left in my time here. Questions on these features? There are a few other small bug fixes coming out there, but there wasn't anything major that I saw worth showing. You know, I'll show one other thing if I can. This is actually in our live system right now, but it came out in the update 3 weeks ago. If you ever do group assignments, you can, so let me create an assignment real quick. Here we go, I've got one called group assignment. And when you make a group assignment, you have the option, edit this. So this assignment is set to allow file uploads, and there are groups called project groups, and each student is divided into one of 4 different groups. And I want to just grade one submission from each person. I don't want to grade people individually. So I want this box unchecked. So that way I just assign 1 grade per group. Okay, so let me save this. When I go to grade this now, when I go to SpeedGrader, instead of showing me each person in the course, it actually shows me each group in the course to grade. So when I go to project group 3, it's going to show me the submission from anyone in that group. If for some reason 3 people submitted papers, I'll have a drop down I can pick who to look at, but usually group assignment, you'll have one person submit anyway. I can mark it up, I can add the grade, submit it, and it grades everyone in that group. Okay, so that's a new feature. That is in the system now. We hadn't really had a chance to announce it yet. It's been in there for 3 weeks, so you can use that. And time's up, so I'm going to stop the recording. I'll still answer questions, of course.